Final day of PCS3 Asia. Let's get at it. There we go. There is the plane path, the first one of the day here on the final day of 2020. I can't believe I'm saying that. What a year it has been. But this plane path starting out over the Oasis, heading down to Puerto Paraiso, and making its way across such landmarks as Hacienda, La Bendita, and others. I don't think we can expect anything too crazy. This one isn't so severely scuffed.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, the worst you can think is Chumacera. That's about it.
Yes.
And it's not much of a hard flight path, parachute path even into Chumacera, so it's not going to be hard for anyone else. I think there might be some vehicle contest towards GEX, and you happy? All the way up towards Power Grid, and even higher than that.
I'm keeping my eye on that, yeah. Definitely watching those areas kind of by Pozo and that kind of thing too. Maybe something's going to possibly go on there. OPGG is going to go south of Los Leones. Nation Gaming White is the northern side. Africa Freaks are currently the Bandita crater area. And here you see Lambu did find an early SKS, trying to see if he can catch some members of GEX as they hop into vehicles, try to get out of this.
Iron sight without a helmet. It's doable.
You look good doing it, at least. You know, you got that going for you. But those bullets are trailing just a bit behind there for Spear. If those tracers are any indication. Lambu is going to just pop every bullet he has. Now he is out. And that's going to be all she wrote for that particular engagement.
And we have the circle popped all the way towards the northern side. Yes, Griffin's got a good control around Cobreria. This time, Entus, as a revenge against infantry, they can also set up a reverse because the circle is now up towards the north. Infantry does love to go all the way around towards that eastern road.
That's true. We did see this early on, especially on week number 1, where Entus and Infantry had similar ideas on how they would want to rotate in a circle like this. Head up around the far east side, come in towards kind of by Cruz de Valle area, and then get on the hills that are up over there. There's a couple mountains over on that side that they would try to take. And we saw Entus completely blockade Infantry one time, maybe yesterday, not only to kind of maybe give some of the other teams in their region a chance, but also to kind of get a little revenge on Entus for some of those earlier traps they set up.
Yeah, first kill already against K7 Sun Sister. They did have one trapped, and K7 also had a really big spread all the way on top. Yeah, all the way up to Torres. So that's going to be the first blood in the game. And Entus, usually they would wait. It was a lot more for Infantry and Tiamba actually running into each other during the scrims, especially on Miramar. Not just this week's stream, in all of the scrims during Miramar games. So that's the one thing that Tiamba should be careful, because they want maximum points right now.
Yeah, and it makes sense because they drop Impala and Puerto Paraiso as well. So a lot of the options that are available for rotating are going to be pretty similar. The roads are pretty much the same that they're going to want to utilize. Now, we are going to be focusing, just so you folks at home know, we're going to focus pretty heavily on the top 4 teams here today.
Yeah.
So some of the fighting with some of the bottom teams, we aren't going to be focusing on as much for this. And of course, there's only 4 matches left to win. That's our other focus point here. Can Entus maintain this? Can Entus finally break through and win that global championship, this international championship? I am really, really hopeful that it might finally be the time. But, you know, at the same time, if Tiamba does it, if MCG does it, that is excellent as well, because both of those teams have played incredible throughout this event.
Yes, and if Entus gets any more chicken dinner today, it's going to be the maximum. Right now, still maximum tied with TSG from PCS2. So if they get one more, it will actually surpass into 5 chicken dinner in a tournament. We'll be setting another record for OG and Entus.
Yeah, for Asia. For some of the other regions, some teams have already put up 5 wins in PCS already. Divine has already done that in APAC. But here in Asia, that would be, yeah, exactly. There were 4 wins apiece for a couple teams in Asia so far this year, but a 5th would, and I think a 5th would basically seal the deal for Entus. I don't think there's any way, if they win one more, that anyone is catching them.
4 AM actually making some different rotation. It's not Gafi up front. Forever actually took the lead, as he was still playing the best out of 4 AM, I believe, yesterday against all other teams, as they're still still maintaining a pretty big split. Now, K7 is actually challenging them, but still 4AM not really pulling through altogether. Gapi Shallow still out in the middle.
Lambu's way ahead of the rest of VLG right now on that solo scout mission. New Happy's Ming Ming up here in front of him in that 2-story, and I don't know if they're going to see each other or not, as there was a shot from Ming Ming. I don't think it was at Lambu. Lambu definitely heard that, definitely knows somebody's in there. That one was probably in Lambu's direction, although it might have been at the members of VLG that are coming in for reinforcements, because Ghibli might be interested in trying to take this compound.
Yeah, I think New Happy right now, they're just testing waters, just making sure they're just getting those shots in. Lambu though, iron sight, only landing one, and Ming Ming does make a safe exit.
Yeah, an early rotation here then for VLG, and it makes sense. They're still in the hunt, there's still a chance for them, no doubt about it. It's going to have to be a massive day, so they need to start gobbling up positions and points as quickly as they can. Meanwhile, MCG, in a similar boat, has found the other members of New Happy. Zhao Ke, Yao, Lycanon, excuse me, not Yao. Zhao Ke is here along, and I think Yao might have been in the back. Well, Ming Ming came up now. Okay.
Yeah, Ming Ming just came away from VLG. As we're 2 members now, 3 men up, 3v3. Still the members of MCG about to join the fight. Evil Lee is all the way in the back. I think MCG is also waiting for that reinforcement, but it is New Happy first with that 4 men. So MCG, we know they love to fight, but this is really the time to fight right now. They have to get a lot of points for sure to win today.
Yeah, I think their information might have been a little off on this particular movement. They might have to back off because Ghibli is coming up over there. I agree, they don't need to fight this at all right now. There is no reason at all for them to be fighting this. This is 100% the right decision.
After checking all the members, you don't want to go down right now. 16th place, that will actually just put you into lower spot, away from that championship point. So loving the decision. Evil Lee actually stayed back, looking for the other compounds in the meantime. So this is actually where they parked at the end.
It's first circle. It's not worth fighting over that. You don't even know if this particular compound is going to be in around phase 5 or 6 when things are really much more important for holding on to those compounds. So definitely not surprising to see MCG. I almost said MSG. Like, no, that's
need
the
a lot
stuff
of
it's
NSG.
food. Yeah, that's I'm like, no. That's the stuff my sister's allergic to. So, no. MCG, with Summer as their play caller, that veteran experience there showing through in this first game here.
And Forever can look for those fights, but if he gets headshot and knocked, as his members are not too close, they can still come for the res, but K7 might actually come and dominate. But Forever knowing, I think he's feeling confident that it's 1v1, I'm going to win the shot. And I think he's still feeling pretty confident on the top of the hill.
He should feel confident. He's amazing. I mean, this guy has been really, really good throughout this event. We've seen some moments of just sheer brilliance from him. 29 kills so far, averaging almost 1.5 kills per game, over 200 damage per game. He's been playing, the normal Forever that we're used to seeing.
Yes, he can't stay here forever, though. There are some other, not just in K7. Pero actually might get an angle from the side if they actually go out to the field. So I think other members are keeping in check in case Forever gets hit. Yep, Pero just getting a line of sight now.
Yep, Mamu, and he's going to back Forever off just a bit as, it is a pretty wide split.
Oh, I think the tire popped off, too.
Ooh, not bueno. Don't like that. It's hard to drive those vehicles without them tires. As the important circle number 2 that starts to show us in the general direction where we're going to be finding ourselves as this one goes on. I want to see a hard shift north, personally. I like that area up there by that mountain.
Yeah,
but
rather new place.
I would love to get an Oasis finish. I mean, I absolutely would love to. But we're not going to be doing it. We're heading down to the south west, which means there's quite a bit of technically unplayable terrain. The terrain that's considered, for out of bounds for intents and purposes, especially over on the western side. So a lot of these teams that are already in aren't really going to want to move just yet, because the further west you go, the less likely it is to end up over there.
Yeah, I think where Genji is staying is a safe spot, even towards Africa, but there will be a lot of contest and plus rotation coming up from all these teams who are still out in the eastern side. That is K7, Sun Sisters, 4AM, Pero, Entus. is also all the way out. I think Entus is trying to have somewhat of a similar rotation like they did in match number 1 yesterday, where they keep near blue, take some damage, but always keep the full squad.
Well, they got to be careful because infantry is rolling up right behind them. And again, Entus and infantry have very similar ideas on how they want to approach these northern circles. We've talked about it before. Tianba came in late through the southwestern side of everything. VLG and MCG in the middle. So that's kind of where your top 4 teams, probably your most likely teams. OPGG is just heading out of Pozo right now for your 5th place, keeping an eye on all of that. As 4 a.m. now has K7 leaving the water treatment facility, looking to try to get around and get up the hill. That long, vast, almost kilometer-long ridge line that runs almost from like the northern part of Hacienda all the way like halfway to Cobreria. It's a huge ridge, actually.
K7 actually is going to be around, and with that, he's the one with the crate.
Woo!
No shot this time.
That last one I thought might have it a chance, but it does not connect onto Buyahu, and now K7 looks to scramble as OPGG now heading over towards Tianba and Genji territory. Genji long established with a 2-2 split in there. Tianba has made a recent entry into this location. Yeah. So let's see how OPGG wants to approach this.
Tianba right below OPGG and Genji. If this circle bounces south, Tianba can basically surround Genji and OPGG from that high hill. Tianba made the longest rotation around the south side road towards the west through Monte Nuevo, starting from Paraiso. So that's a long way, at least like 10 kilometers or more of driving path.
And Entus is playing this extremely safe, going all the way down to Picado, and then wrapping around and potentially either coming up through the power grid or going all the way to Monte Nuevo, even taking that shortcut road over there. I'm not sure. We'll see exactly what they want to do.
They, under Indigo, started driving a little slower, and then they hurt all the vehicles from infantry. So knowing that there's a full squad, they are intentionally taking this risk and going towards all the way to Nuevo and into Tianba, which is okay because Tianba right now made a very risky choice of 2-2 split. Wish we get to see the map soon as they drove right through Genji's 2-2 split. That's extremely interesting right now. Tianba making some bold moves.
Yeah, Tianba is, wow. They are really, really separated here as infantry is going to head towards the power grid. There you go. You can see
right at
this.
The center.
Yeah, exactly correct. That kind of pea green color is Tianba this go around, and they are really, really in an interesting location. Now, the real question is how much do they know about Genji's location? Man, we're going up north. We're going up here. We're going up around the crater.
So where Juanita is actually is a crazy rotation. You can, I guess, Entus, you can try to go into the fields, but they're very limited path going into that next circle. If GEX gets an early control, that can actually be a really hard entry into the next circle. I don't know where exactly Entus is going to set up.
My guess is Entus is going to go to the Hook Mountain. There's that mountain that's just to the east of El Pozo here that kind of looks like a hook.
And then just run in?
Well, get up
slowly
there, get information, and then try to go in from there. I think that's an option. You're not going to see everything, but you could. That's probably your position where you can see the most. But I don't know for sure what their idea is. They might just roll up behind GEX. That's another good position as well.
Yeah, I think they will be gathering a lot of that circle information before popping in. Here's OPGG, as they had made a quick rotation right next to Genji as they're spread out all the way towards the top of the mountain. Dumba, Ayo, Silky, quite far away, about 100 meters there.
Somebody on Twitter asked me to count how many bullets were fired before the first circle closed today, and it wasn't a lot, but I'm sorry I couldn't count all that. That's still hard.
You can watch the replay.
Yeah, you can watch the replay if you really want to know. It was not a lot. Let's put it that way. There was one death, right? One?
Yeah, one death and some vehicle shots. Maybe about 30.
Sounds about right. A couple
really
clips.
count.
We had the VLG guys
Yep.
shooting at GEX. That actually was probably the majority of the bullets that were fired right
That's
there.
probably true. I think Entus wants to just hang around the edge of the next circle, where OPGG actually left already. Ooh, long skirt. That's Tianba.
Oh no. Oh no. He wraps it. He gets it. Luren is trying to hold it down. Here comes the reinforcements. That's one. If they can win another, it's a big one. Gokuri gets two. And here comes the rest of Tiamba slamming on in here. Gokuri is hurt. No reinforcements available for Detonation Gaming White. M200 is beat up now as well. Ming's very hurt.
Oh.
They are holding on by a sliver.
He's about to go out.
They're going to
Final
go.
one member.
They're going to go. I think it's about time. They are very, very hurt. Ming's
so low.
He has nothing.
1 HP.
Oh my God, he gets the first aid off just in time. That was almost complete disaster for Tiamba.
They almost went out.
If
Wow.
I'm multi-circle gaming and I'm watching this kill feed,
Linshu's gone.
I would have pounced on this. I would have at least thought about it. Now there is new Happy in the way, which makes it difficult. But man, it's tempting.
I think they wanted to, but there's also Griffin on from the top. There are a lot of people watching MCG right now, so I think that was one thing that I think they did well right now. Is that?
Oh, they're done.
Tired?
They're done.
Oh, they're
that's
done.
that's just they're dead. Infantry and Afrika have complete range down on this. That's it. 4AM is done. They're going out. There's no hope. Xiaolu is out there, but man, it's
only for so long.
Yep. Sorry to say it, 4AM fans. I would have liked to see them do better myself as well, but those pimento trees are,
They were fighting for the better position against K7, and K7 ended up rotating all the way north, which was a better decision. 4AM wanted to have a circle bounce to the eastern side. I think they had a hard bet. Did not really pay for them.
Yeah, so Entis did go up on top of the Hook Mountain to get some information. Sungjiang went up there, but now he's going to pay the price because there isn't a lot of room to maneuver in this circle. It hard shifted to the southeast as it should. It kind of wants to move away from those mountains, so they're going to lose Sungjiang. The rest of Entis making a desperate move into the center, and here comes Genji up and over, looking to potentially spoil the top team's round.
As Genji Pio's already on right next to where Entis actually pulled over. Indigo trying to go extend a little bit too far. Doesn't really know that Genji's already having a pretty good position against Under and Kale.
Oh boy, Under is completely out in the open. Pio's gonna come up and try to get it going with that barrel. Oh, there he goes. Gets the re-peek, and then he's got a handle on his shots there. And Under is basically down and out.
Yeah, Kale can't come. There's no way. If he comes for the res, he has to get a lot of smokes, and even because it's still 14 teams, I don't think it's worth it when you know that basically like half of Genji is already right next to you. Just give them kill points and run away with it, because Indigo's got the next stone setup.
Yep, it's a tough rotation for Entis, no matter how you slice it. Getting into the center with 2 alive, it might be good enough to get a placement point or 2. We'll see how desperate it gets. We'll see how much fighting there is on the edges.
And also, Infantry came out 9 and Longskirt right next to Kale, and I don't think they have any idea, any clue that they're right next to each other. There's 2 men left for Entis. Let's see how long they can actually survive.
I just saw a bunch of crisscrosses on my map, and I was looking right towards this battle as Sun Sister K7 are fighting each other with VLG, New Happy, and MCG just spraying, just absolutely just firing every bullet they have inside of this. MCG now has a clown car to try to get away, get into the next circle.
There are lots of somewhat of a valley in the middle of these circles right now, so just maintaining the high ground control on the mountain is actually better than taking the compound. Sun Sisters up for a challenge. MCG, Evil Lee takes the first kill onto Crazy Sam, the best member from Sun Sisters.
Yeah, that's not good for Sun Sisters. They need Crazy Sam to hold fast to be there as their last line of defense, but instead he's the front line and goes down. Almost outduels Evil Lee there, but Evil Lee able to get the better of him for now as MCG just flies on inside of here. Good grenade from Polly. He's going to find Lingdu.
Yeah, Lingdu did not know the exact timing there.
Whoop!
As Pero does go out, but still, Sun Sisters not really putting up a challenge against MCG. They're picking up a lot of points, and they need him right now. Candace is right on top of them.
Yeah, if they have any more frags or utility, now's the time, and Crazy Sam is still available to be res. Now, Ghibli has probably been watching this kill feed very intently, and they know that MCG is the team ahead of them. They know they've got to prevent them from getting any more points after this fight, and it steps out, and it steps down to Sun Sister.
And MCG still keeps the full squad alive. That's the important pipe. Got the kill points that they needed, and you happy, and I think VLG thought about pushing into them, but once they step down, it's going to be really hard for them to actually make the next move. And they have to wait for the circle first, and there it is, right towards the center, slightly towards the east.
This is going to be difficult for Entis. They're going to have infantry and a couple other teams bearing down on them. Now, Genji, in the meantime, has started trading fire with infantry, so that might alleviate some of that pressure. OPGG is going to bomb right in towards the center.
Yeah. There's that small dip right there, where I think OPGG will just, pull up immediately as Indigo's just in that shack. should be able to survive for somewhat of a time. And this is somewhat of a field on top with not much terrain. Actually, a weird part of the Miramar map.
Well, those of you who remember PCS2, this is around the area where infantry was just rolling through teams on their way to a 24-kill win. So they know this territory very well. They know how to play it very well. But right now they're stuck on the wrong side of that plane that you were mentioning there. G-Clef Griffin does end up wiping out GEX. So a decent start to their day with 3 still remaining. But they have some work to do to get into this next circle as they are up on the northwest. MCG heading up to the north and wrapping around the God Complex, going to try to work their way through the hills.
Yeah, I think they want to wrap around where OPGG was before, and New Happy will be their biggest contest. Since Griffin's already setting up for a rotation towards the south side, I think, or just go up for a challenge against Tiamba, as they have just spotted them. Ooh, Indigo.
Yeah, Ao knows something's up here. He's trying to keep his, movements masked as much as possible. Now he's going to get that molly. Can't cook those. Oh, Indigo steps out. No, sir. Silky was very ready. Good push here from the duo for OPGG. Ao with the molly, and then Silky ready with the gun in case anybody came out.
0 kills for Enter's KO. So last one up. 10 teams alive, so he just has to survive and just snake this one out for more placement points. As infantry, still Genji will be going up against him very soon. Right into the field. There's Dumbo, one of the better players for OPGG for sure. Afrika getting a shot on the VLG.
What in the heck, EJ? That is some nasty shooting with that SKS. No, MCG has squared up with Griffin. Griffin hurting mightily. Two Heart very beat up here. The combined fire from MCG strong. Not strong enough to knock them just out yet, but they're taking a little bit of damage on the backside from New Happy underneath the vehicle. Good shooting by Evil Lee. Good movement here from MCG. Can they get to Tanky, though?
Griffin was in a better position, certainly a higher position with better position, with more resources before MCG arrived. Just better, straight on, better shooting from MCG has won the team fight again and again. This is
They're crazy
actually being scary right now. MCG is running over a lot of teams.
Yeah, MCG, they're going to have to deal with New Happy at some point. It feels like, depending on what happens with this next circle, and maybe they don't because of this next circle. Now, Kale gets 1 on the PO, but Aqua 5 is going to step up and end Entis' round out of the placement points. So basically, I think it was a 0-point round for Entis. This opens the door for a lot of other teams.
What? with the 2 nades, secures 2 kills. Ayo with some massive baseball skills right there, VLG. I think they were thinking that they should be safe. Did not really know OPGG was that far into the field.
We can't count OPGG out. There is a mathematical possibility. It's not very likely, like we mentioned, but it can happen, and they're on their way to a decent start. They've got good circle position. They've just picked up some nice kills. Tiamba is going to be able to hang on to the edge inside of the shanties as they just kind of watch what's going on around them. And there are a lot of teams out in the southeast that have to make their way in.
Yep, NCG with some pretty sweet loots away from Griffin's hands. As I thought, New Happy cannot really climb up the hill right now as they're waiting for the next circle to pop. NCG in a pretty good dominant position where they don't have... If they cross the line here, then it might get dangerous, but they can just stay up on top of the hill right now.
Yeah, they can wait. They have a lot of time, and they can let some of these other teams fight. Now, Genji has made their entrance to the old location of Entis. After taking them out, they're going to take that position for themselves. Oh, no, OPGG.
GG might have spread a little bit too far. Okay, MCG is helping out OPGG, shooting on top of Genji. Delaying this attack a little bit. It's going to be about the timing. Yes. Ao's down from behind.
Smokes and frags are up. Dumbo's on the front, trying to keep Genji pinned. Spraying, hoping, connecting with a grenade from Alpaca. That's Aqua 5 down. It's up to Loki to try and survive, to try to get more points here for Genji. He steps up. He's going to put them all down. Loki gets the job done, but he's going to go down to MCG.
The MCG with 10 kills already with a full squad still in the circle. That's insane. Only 5 teams left.
Yeah, MCG is looking very, very good right now. They just topped Tianba. Afrika does wipe out infantry over on the backside. An incredible fight for them, but we're focusing again on our top 4 teams here.
Of course, New Happy is still there, and MCG, they are keeping all of their attention towards New Happy only because they know that New Happy is going to be the biggest challenge right now. Afrika Freaks, they're away from them. They can't really get an angle anyhow. So it's not a good timing to push down now, as New Happy has to come out with the next circle first. And depending on the next circle, if it shifts hard south, both of the teams might actually go down.
Afrika can hang on to this ridgeline, then they have another one in front of them they can leapfrog up to. So there is quite a bit of space here for Afrika to work with, as there are really no other teams anywhere near them. Everyone's stuck on the edge. This one's very, very important for these teams. Where's it going to go? It heads towards MCG. And it has half the road inside of it, so this one's kind of a toss-up on where it's going to go.
Depending on the timing, though. If Mings from Tiamba push and Luren, those two are scary members from Tiamba. If they push up at the same time as Happy, at the same time from north and south, MCG might be caught and giving a lot of chance towards Afrika. Afrika, I think they were just waiting for the other teams to fight first, and then make a big rotation. I think they had a few vehicles left.
Yep, and Dangche is already starting to make his way on foot, as Afrika feels like this is a good time to go with particularly New Happy and MCG really trading fire. A lot of damage being done. There's a motorcycle inside that shanty, but they can't really get it going. They can't get it open. There's the circle there now as well, so that is a dead member of New Happy. There's no getting back to that. Grenades in the front to prevent the exit from the shanties. Evil Lee and the other members raining down. The SLRs are clicking, and New Happy is going to try to get out of here. Actually, they are able to get that res. I'm quite surprised. I thought that wasn't going to happen. Now they got to cross the street, and Afrika's right there to pick up the points.
Yeah, Jiao's the only member that actually made it all the way out into the middle of the circle. Now Tiamba Mings is also coming, stopping just by the rock here, as keeping in control against Afrika that might just run into them very soon.
Yeah, they're in trouble. I mean, fortunately for New Happy, Gyao was able to get across the road. He's the only member to survive for New Happy. As Tiamba is going to take this opportunity with 3 teams fighting to make their move towards the center as they do a 1-1 split across the road. Really good movement here from Tiamba.
So Tiamba's forcing Afrika and MCG to fight on their own from the top of the hill. And they're just going to wait in the middle, look for the next circle shift either towards one side. It has to be one side, a little bit towards one side of the road here, as Gyao is looking for this very same idea.
Quintessential Tianba, they love to do this in these valleys. This is their play style. I've seen them do it all the time, particularly on Erangel to the valley just to the south of Pachinki. I've seen this multiple times from Tianba. They love this setup, so it's not too surprising to see them go for it, as Luren does have a vehicle for cover. But Summer, of course, knows he's somewhere in the vicinity, probably close to this vehicle. Now, that vehicle is smoking, and if I'm MCG, I'm starting to think about maybe trying to blow that vehicle up, see if you can get lucky with the explosion direction.
He's covered. 100% covered. Yep, blowing that up is the first. As Mings, he's just waiting for that perfect time to peek out and then come back in after the smoke.
He gets up. He knows it's going to blow. He gets far enough away from it to be safe, but it does expose his position. That's what the smokes are for. Those only last so long, and now you know for sure that if you can get that grenade in there, it's just up short, as he is just a bit too far away for those arms of our PUBG guy to reach.
Yep, little too far, and also just far away, enough away from Afrika that not much robots can actually reach there. I think he might actually go all the way back into the vehicle. Oh no, MCG is pulling off. Pulling all the way in. He wants to take on down Mings. Caught in a weird position in the smoke, though.
They know who this is. They want to knock him out of the round. Luren's going to get a knock, but a grenade from Evil Lee gets Mings here. It's just Luren left. No, EJ steps up, kills him. Tianba is out in 3rd place. Now it's MCG versus Afrika. MCG made a big move. Summer is on the flank, though. He's able to cover it. Don't forget about Gyao. He's still in here.
Yeah, Gyao is still there. Might be a big strat. It takes Summer down. Someone was supposed to be a turret on the top of the hill, marking down Afrika members, but he goes down. And MCG now sort of in a trouble, but they do have the vehicle cover. That's the important part.
Yeah, this push could prove to be very, very costly for MCG. It looked like they might have had this round in the bag, but they go for the points on a Tiamba to bop them out of the round. They put them down in 4th, and because I forgot about Gyao was hanging out there, but they might end up falling because of it. Afrika has the high ground. Some utility left for Afrika, but they got to make it count. EJ setting it down. How much do they know about Gyao's position? I'm kind of wondering, because EJ isn't really looking over to check that side.
I think they have some idea, but not exactly, because New Happy did not go out entirely. And we do have the final circle right in the middle. MCG's got a pretty good control, but they also have to come up at the same time. Afrika, they have to come downhill. I think Afrika, they have a lot of smokes, since they didn't really have to use that many resources. And that's Gyao going out. 3 versus 3 between Afrika and MCG.
Okay, here we go. The push is on a bit for Afrika as they work their way down the hill, trying to keep the fire on top of MCG. Some grenades going to come out as well. One molly left there for Roa, but they're going to come up just a bit short in front of MCG. They can keep them pinned behind that ridge line for quite a while. Eventually, the Blues going to make Multi-Circle Gaming potentially make mistakes. Now, it is Evil Lee over on the side, looking between the pimento trees. He's going to get a ton of damage. EJ gets the knock. EJ's coming up huge this round. Evil Lee already had 5 kills. Summer had 6. A huge game regardless for Multi-Circle Gaming. This is going to be the push from Afrika Freaks. EJ up in their face. Stuns are down. EJ's not able to connect on top of Ling Du. It's Dangche up and over. He's going to have to 1v1 Takey. Forced prone. EJ still trying to spray, but Ling Du doing better. Takey does get the knock onto Dangche. They're trying to get the assist. Over to EJ. Row on the side. This is desperate now for Afrika.
Yeah, 2-2. EJ still buying some time as Dangche's down. That's Molly that would just not connect outside here. As Ling Du is trying to get some work. As Tank was trying to push from the side, but did not really go all the way out, as EJ did have better. But Tank again against Roha takes the entire squad down by himself. And Multi-Circle Gaming with a very dominant form, 15 kills. They take the first chicken dinner of the final day.
Huge game. Massive kills all around. 6 for Summer, 5 for Evil Lee, 4 for Tanky. These guys came out to play, and it is an even day, so it's China coming out with the first chicken dinner of day 6 here at PCS3 Asia.
What's happening, Paper Thin? This is going to turn a lot of... This might actually bring them